What are you going through?
I thought this episode was a really interesting exploration of traditional gender roles and where they're struggling to meet certain expectations associated with these roles. That conversation about how they feel about living up to the idea of what it means to be a man, and the use of fire as this gathering point adds this like primitiveness to that conversation.
Sure, yeah.
And I love the discussion on the boat that you mentioned, where they are so isolated. There's like nothing around them. It's, men basically on an island talking about how they feel isolated and on an island.
Totally. It's just such a great example of their kind of masculinity. And like, it's funny to me. It's kind of sad too. They're very defensive. They're sensitive, but they hate the idea of being called sensitive. They rely on each other's support so much, but also want to project self-sufficiency. And that brittle tension in their conception of masculinity makes for like really energetic TV for me. It's just like really dynamic when you have moments like Danny starting to cry when he's obviously really drunk and saying, "I'm an effing alpha," was just like really funny, just really good. Like I kind of feel for the guy, and he's also just kind of being really ridiculous in that moment. And we get a great study of the way they see themselves in relation to this not very sustainable, contradictory idea of masculinity that they've made such an important part of their characters.
Totally. And Jason inviting them specifically so that he can get boosted up to be like, am I going to be able to fulfill this new role and title that is so aligned with my masculinity? And you've got these guys who are like barely hanging on. Like Danny is trying so hard to live up to this idea and just feeling so defeated in it. You've got Jax Taylor, who is basically being like, I am going to redefine what this means in the most toxic way possible. Yeah. And that's like how I'm going to achieve this while still being, a completely terrible like partner and husband and man. We've got, Jesse, who's hanging on by a thread to his relationship and trying to like grasp with what that means for him and his ultra toxic idea of what it means to be a man and partner.
And all
truly,
of
truly amazing.
Yeah, and all of Jesse's advice is just like everything sucks, everything's terrible. And I love how Jesse even says like, I think you guys came to the wrong person for advice. And immediately Danny and Jax are both like, yeah, totally. You're such the wrong person. That's why we were not asking you. Nobody was asking you for advice, Jesse. You just started offering it.
That was a clip from our podcast, Bravo Outsider. The link to the full episode that is from is in the description. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. That helps us out a ton. And be sure to let us know what you think in the comments.